Welcome back to The Explainer. Today, we're diving headfirst into one of the absolute most fascinating signs of the entire zodiac, Virgo. We'll be unpacking some truly incredible insights from Hellenistic astrologer Sunil Boogle to figure out exactly how the meticulous, analytical, and honestly brilliant Virgo interacts with every single other sign. So, whether you're a Virgo yourself, or maybe you're just trying to figure out how to navigate a relationship with one, well, you're definitely in the right place.
So let me ask you straight up, are you currently captivated by a Virgo? You know, it's incredibly easy to be drawn to their brilliant minds, their fierce dedication to excellence, and that deep underlying desire to just genuinely help the people they love. But loving a Virgo, well, it isn't exactly a walk in the park. It requires a very specific kind of understanding. So our goal today is to give you the ultimate roadmap to maximize your relationship and really strengthen your bond with this fascinating Earth sign.
But before we get into the specific matches, we really have to establish what I call the Virgo baseline, like what actually makes them tick. Well, the crucial point is this. Virgos absolutely thrive when there's a step-by-step process. They aren't looking for those chaotic, unpredictable, whirlwind romances. No, they crave a secure, rational, and genuinely happy life built on mutual respect and total honesty. Honestly, if you can't provide a shared, logical vision for the future, you're going to seriously struggle to hold a Virgo's attention. To break all this down, we're going to be looking at 5 key areas: the best matches, the intellectual tier, the growth partners, the steepest climbs, and finally, the keys to success. Okay, so let's get into the breakdown. The zodiac is basically distributed into 4 distinct compatibility tiers for our Virgo friends. We've got 4 signs sitting really comfortably in the best matches category, 2 in the intellectual tier, 2 as growth partners, and then 4 that represent the most challenging yet potentially transformative connections. So start guessing where your sign lands, because we're getting right into it.
Starting off with Section 1, the ultimate best matches. Right at the very top, we have Taurus. Sunil Boogle's analysis frequently describes this specific pairing as literally a match made in heaven. And honestly, it's so easy to see why. This is often a classic case of love at first sight. Taurus is just completely charmed by Virgo's intellect, and Virgo is deeply, deeply drawn to Taurus's consistency. They both love to plan for the future, they highly prioritize financial security, and yes, they both absolutely love saving money, and they actually share a surprisingly high physical connection. Because they both speak the exact same language of logic, even when they do bicker, they can easily find a solution-oriented compromise.
And that dynamic beautifully illustrates our other top-tier matches, Capricorn and Cancer. Just look at how perfectly they complement that Virgo baseline. Capricorn speaks the exact same language of hard work and ambition as Virgo, which creates this highly effective, incredibly stable power couple that just loves a step-by-step path to greatness. Then on the emotional side, Cancer brings this beautiful meeting of caring souls. Cancer values security and really pays attention to the little things. You know, the small gestures that Virgo deeply, deeply appreciates. Both of these pairings build incredible trust through shared purpose and honesty. Oh, and fellow Virgos, naturally they fit perfectly into this top tier too, since they share that exact same pursuit of excellence.
Moving right along to Section 2, the intellectual tier.
Now, what's really fascinating here is the dynamic between Virgo and Aquarius. They both love exploring the deeper meaning of life and, really standing out from the crowd, but they define truth very, very differently. See, Virgo is looking for literal, definitive facts. They really want to nitpick those details. Aquarius, on the other hand, well, they live in the realm of abstract ideas and idealistic possibilities. So to succeed as lovers and not just really great friends, they have to consciously build a bridge between Virgo's practical reality and Aquarius's abstract adventure. Essentially, Virgo has to ease up on the judgment, and Aquarius has to step up and show they can be reliable.
The other sign hanging out in this intellectual tier is Gemini. Both Virgo and Gemini are ruled by Mercury, which means they share this massive, incredibly powerful mental connection and just an endless stream of things to talk about. But it's not without its hurdles. Gemini's shifting emotional states can feel totally impractical to a grounded Virgo, and Gemini can super easily take offense to Virgo's naturally critical eye. So the big takeaway here? If they can focus on effective communication and really avoid getting stuck in past conflicts, they become a truly unstoppable intellectual duo.
Next up is Section 3, the growth partners. Consider the massive contrast between the reserved Virgo and the radiant Leo. This is where social energies really clash. Here's the core issue. Virgo literally offers critiques as their love language, like they genuinely want to help you improve. But Leo thrives on constant praise, admiration, and they definitely want to run the show. And Virgo won't follow anyone's lead without a solid logical explanation. So, to make this relationship joyful and vibrant, Leo's generosity has to meet Virgo's willingness to just, let go of control every once in a while and actually have some fun. This dynamic builds even further with our other growth partner, Scorpio. Now, this is a very high-focus pairing. Scorpio and Virgo can form an incredibly resilient power couple because they bond over intensely practical goals like loyalty, family, and financial security. Virgo actually feels protected by Scorpio's intense nature, but their shared hurdle, a massive, massive reluctance to be vulnerable. Both of these signs are naturally secretive. If they can push past those natural defenses and just openly express their emotions, this bond becomes virtually unbreakable.
Which brings us to Section 4, the steepest climbs.
I mean, just try to imagine this dynamic. The meticulous planner meets the fiery initiator. Virgo analyzes every single detail to find the absolutely most efficient plan. Meanwhile, Aries wants to act right this very second and thinks planning is a total waste of energy. The humor in this clash is just so real. Virgo looks at Aries and genuinely sees a total loose cannon, while Aries looks right back and sees an uptight stick in the mud. Making this work requires massive compromise. Aries has to value the itinerary, and Virgo has to appreciate that spontaneous drive, or they're just going to completely burn each other out.
Then we have the friction surrounding lifestyle and stress, specifically with Sagittarius and Libra. Virgo takes on responsibilities, budgets carefully, and really values a calculated, secure approach to life. Sagittarius, conversely, is the free-spirited gambler who views life and money as just one big source of adventure. And Libra? Well, Libra just wants the path of least resistance, beautiful social experiences, and zero stress. So, Virgo's constant need to perfect and critique can super easily dampen the lighthearted spirits of these two signs. Success here means giving each other plenty of space to pursue their own individual paths before coming back together.
And finally, wrapping up this tier, we have Pisces. These two are literal polar opposites on the zodiac wheel, which actually creates this intense magnetic physical attraction. But emotionally, it's tough. Virgo intellectualizes their feelings and strictly demands logic. Pisces leads entirely with intuition and experiences love as this boundless, all-encompassing emotion. That disconnect can be incredibly frustrating for both of them. But if they are both willing to do the heavy spiritual lifting, they can actually complement each other perfectly, blending Virgo's grounded reality with Pisces' incredible imaginative depth. All right, final section, Section 5, Keys to Virgo Success. Look, if you take absolutely nothing else away from this explainer, please memorize these 4 rules of engagement. First, utilize solution-oriented communication. Virgos don't want to yell, they want to fix the problem logically. Second, focus on the little things. Show them you care through practical actions and real attention to detail. Third, embrace compromise, especially if you're a fire or air sign. You really have to meet their need for structure halfway. And lastly, prioritize emotional understanding. Underneath that super analytical exterior is a sign that deeply, deeply wants to help and care for you. Logic and mutual growth really are their true love languages.
Which leaves us with one final and honestly very important question. Are you ready to do the spiritual work for a Virgo connection? Because a relationship with a Virgo is rarely superficial. It asks you to be structured, honest, and completely willing to grow. Sure, it might be pretty challenging at times, but the reward is a fiercely loyal, incredibly secure, and beautifully designed life together. Take a second to think about your own readiness for that kind of depth. Thank you so much for joining me on this explainer, and remember to keep looking to the stars to better understand the people right in front of you.